If this is how you remember me, then that's how I want to be remembered. Not as your hero, not as your villain, but as a cautionary tale. A ghost story that parents tell their children around a campfire to keep them from wandering too far into the woods, or in this case, into my house. It all started when my mom called me up, sounding frantic. "Don't come home for Christmas," she said. "It's not safe." "What are you talking about?" I asked, confused. "There's something wrong with the house," she said. "The music box is playing again." Now, my mom always sounded like that when she talked about the music box. She never said it was dangerous. She just sounded sad, like the music box made her miss someone. See, our house had a secret. A long time ago, my dad built a music box into the floor. It was supposed to play every Christmas, but it stopped working after a few years. Then one day, my mom found out how to fix it. From then on, every Christmas Eve, we would hear the music box start up on its own, playing our favorite song. Then my dad would take me outside, and we'd watch as the lights in the house turned on by themselves, followed by the Christmas tree. And finally, we'd hear my mom's voice echoing through the empty rooms, singing along to the music box. But this year, Mom sounded different, scared. "Please," she whispered, "don't come home. Stay with your sister." So I did what any good little brother would do. I ignored my mom and took the next bus home. When I got there, the house looked normal. All the lights were off, but that didn't last long. As soon as I stepped inside, the lamp whispered my name. I turned to look for my mom, but she wasn't in the living room. She must have been in the kitchen. But then I heard a sigh coming from the couch. And when I sat down, the record player started up and the needle dropped. I quickly got up and backed away as the first notes filled the room, but they weren't our song. This music was sad, haunting. Then I noticed the front door had vanished. In its place was a cold, dark wall. That's when the velvet tiger jumped out at me. I screamed and fell backward onto the rug. The tiger snarled, revealing its sharp teeth, but it didn't attack. Instead, it walked past me, sauntered into the kitchen, jumped up onto a chair, and started grooming itself. That's when I saw her. My mom was sitting at the kitchen table, but she wasn't eating or drinking. She was staring at the floor, her eyes vacant. "Mom," I called out, but she didn't respond. I took a step toward her, then stopped. Her skin was gray, her lips black. She looked dead, but that couldn't be right. I could still see the rise and fall of her chest. I needed water, so I went to the fridge and poured myself a glass. But when I turned around, the tiger was blocking my way. It narrowed its eyes and let out a low growl. I froze. Did it know I was there? Then it did something even more surprising. It jumped down from the chair, trotted over to the sink, lapped up some water, and then stared at me again. This time it didn't growl, it just stared. So I did the logical thing and asked, "Do you have any tea?" And somehow I knew it would say yes. "In the cupboard," it said, its voice raspy. "Second shelf from the top, second from the left." I opened the cupboard and found a box of tea. I pulled out the box, opened it, but there were no tea bags. Then a single tea bag appeared in my hand. It smelled like cinnamon and cloves. I put the kettle on, filled it with water, then set it on the stove. "Do you want milk or sugar?" I asked, even though I already knew the answer. "Neither," the tiger replied. I poured the boiling water into a teacup, handed it to the tiger, who took it in its mouth without spilling a drop. Then it looked at me expectantly. I wanted to ask why, but I knew that if I did, it would disappear. Because the truth was, it had only appeared to me because I was family. It was protecting its territory. But why? Why was it protecting its territory? That's when I realized the tiger wasn't a threat. It was a warning. A warning that whatever had taken my mom was still in the house. I drank the tea, knowing that it would bring me one step closer to whatever was controlling my mom. It felt like static running through my veins, electrifying every cell in my body. I smiled, knowing I had made the right choice. And that's how I remember it, as a warning, a message from my mom, a promise that no matter what happens, I will find her. And if anything, standing in that house made me realize how much I loved her.